very scary, I think. Nice scan, able to take a couple of the creep tumors, not quite able to reach that last one. The Mutalisks are going to pick off, and nice job from Jinro. He's only stimming a couple Marines. He also has 2 Thors here. Thor is extremely effective at dealing with Mutalisks, of course, as they do splash damage and they do bonus damage versus light units as well. Jinro has shown his patience in the previous games, able to take his time with these pushes. He wants to slow push. He does not want to be caught off guard with the siege tanks all unsieged. Also, he's able to move forward, try to snipe as many creep tumors as he can. That scan is actually just a little bit too far and not able to see this creep tumor right there. That's a little bit unfortunate for Jinro, as this whole area will be covered in creep. Looks like the engagement is here, though. That's a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Bandlings. The Mutalisks are, meanwhile, magic proxy over the Thors. The Bandlings are going through, crushing all of the Marines in the way. Looks like there was no spread whatsoever on the part of Jinro, and he's going to lose everything here. Very nice on part of Nestea. Very nice engagement on the part of Nestea, able to clear that up with very, very few losses, and able to take out a couple medevacs as well. Actually, if he was a little bit more aggressive with those Mutalisks, he would be able to take out all of those medevacs, and he probably will still get this one. As you can see, it is in fact getting taken out. However, that Thor is getting a couple of attacks against this Mutalisk, not something that that Nestea wants right now. However, it's going to be up to Jinro to provide any more of extra aggression as a result of the fact that Nestea is now on 4 bases and is probably going to be looking to take a 5th relatively soon as well. His Zerglings are now at 2-1. He is getting Armor Carapace level 1 for the Mutalisks, as he can no longer he cannot get weapons level 3 actually, as he does not have a hive yet, although he's probably going to be looking to get a hive relatively soon as well, as the game is now hitting its 20th mark and he has a lot of excess resources. He is a little starved for gas right now, which is why he might be looking to take another base. I believe, yes, he could easily take that base right here. But it looks like he's going to try to be aggressive instead, as opposed to playing any sort of long-term game. Able to scare away the rest of Jinro's forces, however, and it looks like he's not going to want to try to move into those, at least not just yet. He might be waiting for these extra Banelings, and then just moving on in and trying to take out Jinro all at once. That is a lot of Marines left in those medevacs, though, and that's going to be very effective. Well, if it doesn't get picked off by the Mutalisks, which looks like the Mutalisks are in fact just sitting with the army, so it looks like those Marines will do a decent amount of damage right here. There are a couple of spine crawlers that at least delay the damage of the Marines unless they just ignore them, in which case they will be suffering some casualties. It looks like that has been spotted, however. Nestea did in fact lose an overlord, not exactly sure where that was lost, but it looks like a drop is going up on the top and bottom corners at the same time. The Mutalisks are moving down here, so they're going to take a number of losses as well. Meanwhile, these Marines are going to get taken up, and they're just going to go ahead and lift up into the Marines. A number of Mutalisks did, in fact, go down for Nestea. Not something he really wanted, but he is still ahead in that regard. Marines are now being dropped off up here in order to be able to heal up, and it looks like the Mutalisks are probably actually just going to be able to re-engage. These Zerglings should be moving forward and taking these Marines out as well. It results in a pickup almost immediately from Jinro right there, and now he's dropping them on the bottom. Very annoying to deal with it. It's a circular, unless of course you have Mutalisks down here, in which case you're going to move up and take out that medevac right there. Able to snipe one Mutalisk there, though. That was a good job on the part of Jinro. Almost paid for, well, it did pay for the gas, not quite for the minerals, which is actually his important resource right now. As you see, he has a lot of excess gas right now. You should go into like mass ravens to use all of that gas, or maybe just like double reactor starport and get as many Mutalisks as humanly, or as many medevacs as humanly possible, so he just gets infinite stims with his Marines. Looks like he's not going to opt to do that, though. Of course, that would also be mineral intensive, as medevacs are 100 minerals in addition to their 100 gas. Looks like Jinro is looking to expand here, though. He is trying to take another expansion if possible. He's also just trying to push forward into Nestea's base. Nestea's proving why he did not want to take this base right here, as the siege tanks could easily just siege up right here and blast it away without having any real repercussions. And actually, he did in fact take this base right here. He's going to want to put units on gas as well, but he hasn't quite done that yet. Hopefully we'll notice very soon. This is a lot of forces moving up, though. Very large army, very scary army on the part of Nestea, and actually Jinro has his siege tanks all grouped up. So I think if Nestea engages this properly, he would be able to actually just blow up all of these siege tanks with Banelings. However, there's a lot of Marines behind as well. Jinro's going to want a better spread on the siege tanks. Ooh, nice job able to get a couple of hits on the Banelings there, and another Baneling right there. IMNestea is definitely going to want to put his units on pole position, make sure he's losing those siege tanks. He's going to move forward and try to send that siege tank. The Marines are going to stop that, though. and it looks like Nestea is in fact just going to fall back from that position. He is getting a number of Corruptors as well, and a Greater Spire, so he did in fact move to Hive Tech, and that's going to make it very difficult for Jinro to hold any sort of position right here. There is a Marine sitting around, and he's going to be taken out by Zerglings right there. There are a number of Infestors as well as a lot of Spine Crawlers, 6 Spine Crawlers right there. Not, I mean, in the face of all these numbers, it's not exactly a huge amount of Spine Crawlers, but it is a lot in generic terms. And right now, Nestea is just playing around. He's making Jinro siege up. Every time he sieges up, he's delaying the attack further and further. And actually, Jinro should be building a couple more supply depots because he has the number of resources to be able to support even more attack forces. And he's probably getting upgrades as well. I'm not quite sure why he's not doing that. I think he's just taking things elsewhere. Oh, we're going to right-click on that command center, not able to get to it quite in time. The Bandings, however, are rolling through and taking out a number of Marines here. Vastly reducing the size of the army of Jinro. However, it looks like Nestea's forces are actually now captured in between the two forces of Jinro. They are able to run in, though. Jinro keeps the wall open. Not a very intelligent decision. Looks like the Bandlings are splitting off there. Nice split on the part of Nestea. And now he's got a number of Bandlings inside of the main. I'm not sure exactly he's supposed to take out a couple of SCVs and could probably use those for the add-ons. Save it for the Marines right there, as the Bandlings are able to do that. Not do too much damage to the Marines there, but meanwhile the Mutalisks are able to pick off the edits. That's going to severely reduce the amount of extra Marines that Jinro is going to be able to produce, and meanwhile the other Zerglings are going to in fact get taken down. Fairly soon we should be seeing the Cracklings upgrade, given the amount of Zerglings that he's actually been using. Cracklings is the Adrenal Glands upgrade that increases the amount of speed, and that command center is going to fall down closer, but increases the amount of speed that the Zerglings attack in by, it's not 20%, it's like 15%. It used to be 20% Brood War, but it's still very effective, very good upgrade. He did in fact get these units onto gas, and actually he's gotten 300 gas from each of those geysers at this point in time. Nestea taking a very strong lead. He has a lot of extra resources right now, forming 3 Broodlords. He's actually supply depoted out, so he might be building even more Spine Crawlers. If we go to the income tab, we see that he has 87 workers. That is actually probably a little bit more than he actually wants. If you go too high on the worker count, you actually have trouble engaging. But I think Jinro is going to be caught behind by these. He does not have any Vikings whatsoever or any ghosts. So basically, he doesn't have any counters to... He does have 2 Vikings on the way, but he doesn't have any counters to Broodlords right now, so I don't think he's going to be able to engage these very profitably. There are 7 Broodlords right here, very scary force. He's actually got 10 Broodlords on the hotkey right now, and those are going to be very difficult to deal with. It looks like Jinro does in fact see these. He does have a drop coming into the top. That drop should be fairly effective as the entirety of Nestea's force is down here. It looks like Nestea has spotted that force. That drop, however, and is moving up. There are a number of Bandlings up here that should be able to engage and at least help out up here, though. But Nestea is just stockpiling a lot of resources, and Jinro desperately needs to be able to find a way to spend his gas. I'm not sure exactly how we should do it. Maybe we should go differently. Oh, wow, and a couple Bandlings able to move in, take out all of the Marines right there. And it looks like another drop is going down right here. Jinro is actually just losing forces left and right to IMNestea, whereas Nestea does in fact have a... Oh, nice, able to get out the Queen right away. And able to take out the Spine Crawlers. Doing a significant amount of damage. Is he going to go for... Oh, he's going to go straight for the Greater Spire. That Greater Spire is going to go down without being able to get any upgrades. Very nice job on the part of Jinro. Able to take out the Infestation Chamber as well. However, Ultra's Cavern is up as well as an alternative spire, so it looks like Nestea should be in a fine position at this point in time, but Jinro is going to move up and try to lock down all 3 of these expansions at once. Luckily, they're all very close in proximity, so he should be able to do just that. He needs to be able to get a good siege tank spread, however, as the siege tanks are going to be caught out of position. Looks like, oh, he does not actually want to siege up the siege tanks because of the huge amount of Broodlords right here. And look at all that fire coming in. The siege tanks are trying to siege up. It looks like the bunker growth actually stopped the siege mode. I did not know that I could actually do that. Wow. And the Beetles are in fact going to clean up all of these forces, and then the Broodlords and Beetles are going to go and clean it up. He is able to snipe that hatchery there, and able to get a couple of his Marines out from the top with a medevac right there. But it's just not going to be enough. He is in a deep, deep hole right now. Ultralists are coming out as well as their carapace, ground carapace coming through. Air carapace was of course cancelled by the fact that the spire was destroyed and the replacement spire is not even completed yet. He is going to want to upgrade that to a greater spire just as soon as it completes. Unfortunately for Jinro, he was not able to snipe the hive. It looks like Jinro is going to try to take this expansion as well. He does have a sensor tower which provides a very good range of vision around it. He's able to get a couple of Mutalisks kills there with a couple of rockets as well as some of the Marines on the bottom. and looks like the Broodlords are being very effective at being able to take out these Marines. One notable fact is the fact that Jinro actually is, first of all, almost completely out of resources, and second of all, he doesn't have any siege tanks, and the fact that they were all taken out, and also he doesn't have any medevacs either, so every time he snips the Marines, they are basically permanently injured by that amount, and with all of these Broodlings being able to fire, he's not going to have a very good way to deal with this. He has a lot of corrupted individuals that are able to deal with it. Once he can keep he will be losing 2 Broodlords in select, but a nice bundle is going to take out the rest of Jinro's forces here, and Jinro was in a lot of trouble. That's why he ended up having to GG out of this game. Nestea in firm control economically throughout the entirety of the game. Jinro was able to win some minor skirmishes, but in the end of the day, Nestea was able to take it with a vastly superior force, as well as with a higher tech force, with a variety of technology. Broodlords, he had Ultralists coming, he had Lings that were fully upgraded, or almost fully upgraded, and he had Infestors and Mutalists as well as Corruptors to be able to back them up and take out the Vikings. And basically, Nestea just did better engagements. He was able to engage in areas that were more beneficial to him. He was able to engage like 12, 15 siege tanks right here, while the Marines were all stuck up here where they were not able to really assist the siege tanks in fighting anything at all. And Nestea just proved to be the better player in that match. He showed why he's the 2-time GSO winner, and Jinro showed a couple of ways that I guess he can improve in his play, and although I can't fault him for losing to Nestea, pretty much everyone in the world has already done it. This is PGL Milncraft signing off.